All right, yo. What up, what up, what up? All right, let's trip out on this little Brazzy dude, man. This shit is getting crazy. Like, well, they were so interested in the interview, wanted to do it. Lush, a huge fan. And then the guy popped up we did like a pop up at Dubs, the cough syrup store for a week, and he just like pops up. Steven went to go do something, and Steven comes back filming him walking down the street. And I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, you talked to this guy? He's like, no, I just seen him getting out the car. So that's how like he popped up the first time. He's like, I'm ready to do the interview, blah, blah, blah. Thought we're gonna like do it on the weekend or something. So then, guess he goes home, comes back, do the interview. He's just like popping his shit, just pretty much young and dumb, bro. Just like saying everything that he's like heard people say around him. Like, but what trips me out is, like I've said it before, like LA gang culture, like hold on to it. It started here, so the lines are really like, you know where the lines are in the sand, here, there, how it goes. When they come from other places, it's like gang members from all over have traveled there, started their own gangs, and half these people grew up or whatever the case may be. It's like it's not as deep rooted there as it is here. So they end up having these weird beefs, weird allies, weird connections, and it just doesn't really make sense when they get out here. And this little white dude be saying blood this, blood that. I guess we've seen him in the Low Bottoms. Well, I'll play that music video too, or at least not with the audio on, but seen him over there. But it's like they're kind of claiming him. I'm not really sure what blood gang he's from in Utah. I don't know if you guys seen that Vice United Gangs thing on Vice. I got the clip I'm gonna insert here, but the guy that started that SAC white skinhead gang or whatever, he was a blood when he went to the system. Who knows? I mean, I'll play that in there. We'll trip on that too, but let's just watch what these guys are saying. I'll react along the way.
We're going to play a video. I don't know if people want to put, but we're about to watch one of the funnier videos to have come out on the internet in recent memory. We recently did a conversation on camera with a young man by the name of Lil Brazzy, and it turns out he's a little brazy. He's brazy about snacks. He was at 7-Eleven, and a Sereno approached him, and they were not happy about the fact that in the interview, and this is actually extremely similar to the 607 situation, but in the interview, at one point, he dissed the Serenos. He used a word that is often used to diss them, and certain people are mad about it. So let's watch this clip.
Where the fuck you from, G? Yeah? Stockton, what the fuck is for your little p***? The fuck that's the name? Fucking name. Saying you fucking banging shit, where you from? Where the fuck you from, G?
Okay.
How the Scraps and Nortes are supposed to be beefing.
Oh, so you don't them either.
Who?
The Southsiders.
No, I fuck with essays. I can't lie. I fuck with LA essays.
But they don't really like being called Scraps, right? Like even Lush looks like he's about to jump out of his chair, right?
Yeah, that's not.
Okay,
like,
sorry.
Yeah,
so like in my city, my city, 18th Street is the south side of my city.
Okay.
Those are the Serenos.
Okay.
But back in my city, they're weirdos. Like they don't follow code. They put snitches on. They put hood.
It's crazy how he just be like 15 but thinks he knows everything about everything. Like, bro, you got a lot to learn. And like me and Steven were talking like pretty much what's this kid got to do from here after being punked out like 5 times on the internet, all this shit coming out. And then Lush was saying that this little dude sitting down next to him is a Norteño from Ogden and came out with him. And this was like dissing the Norteños. So, well, supposedly with one next to him. But everyone that came with this dude seemed like they were like 17, 18. I mean, it was a trippy little bunch, bro. To me, it looked like they just listened, like Adam said, like EBK Jabo. I have a hard time saying that, bro. EBK Jabo. And just super influenced by it all and thinks that's the way. Oh, what I was saying, me and Steven were talking like, bro, after getting punked out, this dude's gonna have to like do something crazy. Go do like juvenile life, 5 years, something, and come home and like earn his stripes and have all kinds of dope war stories or whatever the case may be why he's in there. Because how this is going, it's not going to be good for him. And I don't know if he's going to make enough money to keep all these people happy that's trying to put him on. Because the shock value, yeah, it's kind of there. You're getting punked out and saying shit that you got to take back or you regret or you don't know the full fucking meaning of it behind it is a little crazy. And then I hear keeping Hant and all these people saying like that's their YA words. I mean, that's like prison slang. And then maybe they don't really call them like that now. Maybe that's just like what they used to say like 10, 20 years ago, but I still feel like that's a word. I'm not really sure where Ant thinks it's just a YA thing. But yeah, let's get back into this.
Hoppers on. They do like they condone faggot. They just do a bunch of. You know what I mean? Like I literally got pictures of their big homies kissing their other big homie.
Wow. Anyway,
tripping.
He says like everything, the worst you could say about everything. I wonder, does he even know? Oh, fuck, man, it's crazy. It's crazy world we live in. The internet creates some crazy ass characters. I'll tell you that.
Never watched that.
yeah.
It was a crazy interview.
He was talking
crazy
crazy.
interview.
Why
Lush.
you just didn't diss the 18th Streets? Why you diss the whole thing?
Right. Well, but he did that too, right? He's
That
saying-
too?
Well, he said that the 18th streets where he lives are what the Serenos are. So, okay, Lush, how do you feel about this? Because a lot of people have kind of been on our case acting like it's up for us to have even allowed this young man who is underage, I think he's 15, to come onto the podcast and basically this is ops, insult various gangs. From my perspective, it's kind of like, well, if you say that you're about that life, you come on the podcast, who am I? I'm not your fucking dad. It's not for me to decide whether this is a thing that you should be saying or not. I'm going to let you come on here. You want to be a rapper, right? You want to be EBK J-Bo. It's painfully clear. We're going to let you say whatever the you want to say.
Shouts to Brazzy. I've been rocking.
I mean, I get it where Adam's coming from on his side. I definitely get it. And it's like, all right, say if I was in his position. And when he started saying all that shit, bro, I was like, yeah, we should probably bleep it out just for his own safety and his own best interest. But it's like, yeah, if he's saying he's about this life and he's wanting this and all that, yeah, at what point does it start being you're a father figure instead of like making content and interviewing these people that are saying what they are? That's how they make it on the platform, is because, quote unquote, being authentic, I guess. I mean, there's more characters than anything nowadays, I guess. But yeah, I guess at what point do you start playing the father figure when you start trying to edit everything and bleep everything instead of just keeping it raw content like he's always done? When I think like my moral mind, what's right or wrong, like, yeah, bleep it, take everything out. But then when you think on the other side, like business, and he's interviewed so many people that he's pretty much, everybody knows how it goes by now. You go online, you see crazy shit. It's going to come back to biting your ass. It's going to live forever. All these kids should know that. You get on here and do it, you should know the repercussions of what happens. Yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of got to side with Adam on it when you take all like the moral side out of it, I guess. But you kind of got to side with Adam, because if you're saying about this, you're doing it, you should know better. Fucking let him rock out, right?
With him for a few years.
That's your OG.
Yeah, exactly. That's the big homie. Nah, this fool Kenny had posted him
Shout
on
out to
the.
what, Brazzy, the little kid?
Yeah.
You shout out him?
No, we're talking about him right now.
Shout out for what? He got marked out twice.
Well, yeah, but okay. Well,
Man, ain't no shout out, man.
Way
Keep
more than
so-
that.
And yeah, he got marked out way more than twice. Those are just the two times that came across your fucking your board, I guess.
That's just us.
there
That's
could be a
why
crazy
they be on
compilation.
us. That's
No,
why.
hey, I like the,
You just
I
gotta
like the
keep
kid.
it regular.
I like the kid, but like the homie first posted him back in when he was 11 years old, 4 years ago. So I've seen him go up. He's definitely a good rapper, and like Adam said, like one of the main points of his appeal and what made him go viral is he was saying the N-word. He was dissing ops. He essentially like sounded like a Stockton rapper. You know what I mean?
And that's why Chris Brown posted him on his Instagram, which according to him was really kind of like the jumping off point of him deciding that he wanted to be a real rapper.
That's what made him go viral. So
And we're really yet to see little Brazzy with black dudes from back where he comes from. We've seen him do that music video out here with the low bottom dudes, with the guy had low bottoms on his stomach, but have we seen any pictures in Ogden with the Brazzy with some black bloods?
That me and maybe you as well,
yeah, I saw that too.
that we told Lil Brazzy to diss the Southsiders.
Why would he do
Right.
that?
Why would we do that?
Why would let's do that?
That is the most
That's
dishonest thing possible, because I don't feel like almost anybody out there would actually fall for that. You all can watch that clip and see how shocked we were when he let that word come out of his mouth.
Hey, but that's on his management. On people who
Well,
His management is a JCat.
Well, here's the thing: his management would never actually say that for real, because every conversation I've had is like, so he's chill. You know what I mean?
And
So-
his management was begging me. If I showed you my text records with this guy, you would not believe how hard he was on my ass. And for like months and months and months to give this kid an interview. And then when we finally do it, they just go around and start making up shit, saying that they told us, and that is so embarrassing too. Like, I don't know if Lil Brazzy would actually agree with that or like stand on that on camera.
Agrees with
But could you imagine Lil Brazzy saying, "Oh yeah, Adam told me to diss this gang, and that's why I did it"?
No,
Hey, bro.
That invalidates him as a street person to no end.
That's embarrassing to his management, bro, because they're supposed to prep him.
He already invalidated, man. They got 2 clippings.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah.
It's so funny, and still back on that. Like, bro, they got 2 clips of the dude being punked out. I don't care what you got to say or hear anything you got to say about him. But yeah, that's crazy for him to get on here and say, "Oh, they told me to say that, so that's what I said." Like, that's your excuse at this point. They're just trying to get creative with their little excuses and their cop outs. That's all it is.
There's like at least
Definitely the
3 or
one.
4 different clips of him getting marked out, and I fuck with him too. I honestly think he has a little bit of a potential in the game if he plays his cards right.
He just signed. He has like a pretty lucrative
He's with
deal
OTR,
right now.
which we got to talk about them as well. Big Sad going crazy on them.
He need a PR,
Man,
He got
bro,
some-
what? Man, he just, look, man, then not even just what Adam showed. Like, and I understand he a kid, but when you out here running your mouth and you talking the way you talking, you dissing people. He just got one clip where he was like, "Man, call my mama, man. What was this? I thought we was coming to kick it."
Yeah.
What?
You know the cold part.
Man,
The
it's
cold-
over, man.
So like when I actually wound up
I don't
talking.
even want to hear a song.
What I want, what's crazy is like his story is however much what he said in that interview was real or not. His real life story is insane as. And I think that once people actually hear that, they'll be like, "Oh, okay,
Crazy?
yeah."
Beyond what he said in the interview?
beyond what he
I mean, if his life was really crazy, I don't think he'd be going out like he's going out in these fucking videos. If he really grew up scrapping, running around, he's gonna say like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna give it my all." He's gonna be a crazy ass fucking kid, and he's probably gonna be with some crazy ass little other fucking youngster homies. Like, you know those fucking shows or those movies you see, and they're like in Brazil, in the favelas, and all the kids just pop out with machetes. Like, bro, if you really young about it, there should have been a couple youngsters with them that, bro, they're either gonna get off and then say something does happen. They're kids. They ain't gonna do that much time, but getting punked out and just like ignoring it, it's just crazy, bro. Like, I don't believe he has it in him at this point. Or what's gonna happen is he's gonna get so much of this pushing around that he can't take it, that he does like something fucking really stupid and then gets broke off with a bunch of time.
said in the interview.
So is
like,
this real? Okay, besides his real life story, all right. So it's obviously that you feel sorry for him because he obviously told you something that got you heartfelt for him. Let me ask you this: is he really a blood, and is his name really Little Brazzy?
I think the problem is that the standard to be a blood is relatively low in Ogden, Utah. Because I looked up the murder rate in Ogden. It's
a nice town.
Yeah, nobody's killing each other out
it's
there.
literally like a ski town.
Yeah, and I mean, people are probably beating each other up and shit a little bit. Like that's
where he's
normal.
from,
But
Ogden.
Ogden, Utah. It's outside Salt Lake.
All right, so basically he just put on the character.
I mean, kind of seems like it. It's a dangerous character to play, in my opinion, but that's what it seems like. He's just young, dumb, and influenced by what he sees on YouTube, and he thinks all that shit's real, or there's really a future in it. When really, I mean, he's still young. I guess he got some time to waste, but hopefully that time he wastes helps him get to whatever level he's trying to get to. All right, let me look up this press conference so I can plug that in real quick. All right, yeah, well, I couldn't find that press conference Adam was talking about.
I think he believes that he's a street dude, or he like wants to be J-Bo so bad that he's in that conversation.
He wanted the interview super bad, was very vocal about that, had been hollering at us for a while for it, gave him the interview the next day, and shot him gas money to drive home.
Bro, how is this not the fucking Unk situation? It's the exact same thing.
It literally
He
is.
comes to LA, he says a bunch of shit on a podcast, dissing people, and then he blames it on
It's
us.
different, man. Unc is 50.
You're right.
Yeah,
He's literally over twice his age.
So
that is a good point.
3 times.
but he's supposed to be in prep, bro. He's supposed to have somebody older than some teenagers around him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but and that's the thing.
He's a YC. So that is a good point.
3 times.
But he's supposed to be in prep, bro. He's supposed to have somebody older than some teenagers around him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but and that's the thing.
He's a YC.
No, I agree.
There's
I mean, when he did come, he did have one guy that was older than him, but homeboy was like a Juice WRLD fan. He was like a white boy, shot by Broken, I think is his Instagram. But he had no like gangster image or nothing. He was just a normal white boy having fun. It was no gangster or anything like that. I'm not sure if he was from here or out there or whatever. That was like the one older guy he had with him, and I think that dude might have had his girlfriend with him. But they looked like maybe like 19, 20 or something. I think they were the ones driving him around. So he did have someone older with him, and they weren't like gang related or anything. But I think he was just more happy to be there because he was like walking around talking to us, taking pictures. It wasn't seeming like no manager material. Well, I'd say he's along for the ride, but he's along because he's given the ride.
No way, like that anyone would ever think that he would say anything other than that. If he didn't, it would have been a disappointing interview. But
Well,
that was
based on his music.
If he didn't say like crazy ass that was gonna go viral, based on like what he talks about, he didn't need to diss gangs. He didn't need to diss gangs, but he could have
and that's why the streets messed up right now, because people give in to this type of mentality that it's okay for him to come on here on the podcast to say all that disrespectful stuff.
That'll get him
and then he
choked
get
out.
caught out there in the street and he punk out and people still rock with him like, oh, well, he's a kid and he's supposed to say that so he can have a dope podcast.
No.
I seen people in the Reddit calling him YAJ because, yeah, it is a little long to be spelling out Young Aunt Hefe. Yeah, I definitely agree with him, bro. And this is why I personally, I mean, obviously, what do I look like joining a gang? I understand if you joined a gang, if you grew up there, your parents lived there, or your mom, grandparents, cousins, like if everyone's rooted in there family-wise, I get it, I understand it. If you grew up there, shit, to like middle of high school, you just gotta grow up there and be from there. But when you wanna join a gang that's across town that you met these dudes that when you're like 18, like to me that just never made sense. Like if you joined a gang, like you grew up with these fools, went to elementary school with them, like you go back, you guys know each other. You got love and respect for him just because, without the gang, because you grew up with him. That's the only way I would join one, which isn't really realistic, so that's why I never, I mean, obviously, what would I look like joining a gang? I'd rather be out skating. I don't know if you guys seen that, like, United Gangs documentary, but if Brazzy ends up fucking getting busted because he retaliates or does something crazy, which at this point, bro, getting punked out this many times, like, yeah, you're gonna have to redeem yourself at some point if you're trying to be this crazy gangster and all this shit.
Tracy Sweeney runs with street gangs early and lands behind bars at age 19.
And at that time, I believe he was a blood gang member.
Before prison, Sweeney is with Vision Pyru, a kind of subset of the Bloods, who are predominantly African American.
And then when he went to prison, he looked around and found out he was the only white blood in the prison system.
It didn't really work out for him because in Utah prison, if you're white and you're a blood, like the Bloods are not going to accept you.
Prison in and of it.
Yeah, so imagine, and these guys are from Ogden, Utah. So this guy, I don't know if any of you watch this Vice, United Gang shit or not, but so pretty much this guy was like a white blood growing up, ended up getting broke off with a bunch of time. Hit the yard, realized, oh shit, this white blood shit ain't getting me too far. So ended up becoming like a crazy skinhead, starting the crazy skinhead gang that spread across states, and then they got busted by the feds. And it's just a trip. Like the skinheads took the guy in when he used to be a blood and changed his ways. I mean, just crazy how it worked out. But I wonder, is this the same blood set Little Brazzy's from? Because how many blood sets can there be in Ogden, Utah? I don't even imagine there's that big a population. And then say there's 100,000 people from there. How many members can these gangs have in it? You know, like, come on. Like, what, does each gang have 5 members? Like, I mean, make it make sense. But yeah, that's kind of what I foresee for Little Brazzy, dude, is if he fucks around and he ends up getting busted, if he really ain't from no blood thing or something, like, bro, who knows how it's going to work out for that kid. Well, I was looking for his video on YouTube. I couldn't find it, so I went to his Instagram because I remember they played a clip last night. But did this fool really post a picture and cut himself out with Photoshop and put, remember you said I wasn't posted on the block? Well, here's proof. Haters gonna say it's Photoshop. Like, bro, you're making like a mockery out of it. Oh, man. Well, let's try to find this little clip. Damn, he must have really took that video down that had the low bottoms dudes in it and a bunch of bloods from LA. I wonder if their homies was giving him shit, bro. Because that shit was up here last night. We just watched it. And now that shit's gone? Isn't it when it's red, there's something on there? All right, well, that's my Little Brazzy reaction video. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. All right, later.